Heights Church. It's Pastor Tim, and I am excited to bring to you today's Devo in regards to how I am thankful for God's gifting in my life that has become a blessing. Now, I am convinced, one, because it says it in Scripture, but two, because I see it in every single life that I have come into contact with, that God has given us gifts. He has given us passions and things that we really love to do. And sometimes we think in the relationships to the word gifting, we'll think of it in a ministerial sense, like preaching or teaching or things like that. But there's giftings and passions in every single one of us. And I want to talk to you about one of those in my life. And it's no secret if you know me, it's barbecue. Right? I mean, I even have my own Instagram barbecue page. It's called Barbecue Black Belt. And I post up pictures of things I do in this barbecue patio, which we have dubbed the Barbecue Dojo. And I just love it. It just gives me peace, and it gives me something to focus on. And that gifting and that passion that I have for barbecue, I've been able to use it to bless others. Now, on a small sense, I have been able to provide meals, and for people who have been sick or have things going on in their lives, I can bring dinner over, and it's unique because it's something that they just maybe not able to do themselves, and so it's fun for me to do it that way. But there's one way that I have been able to use barbecue to really be a gift to large groups. I have friends who have come to me over the years and have said, hey, could you cater or could you provide barbecue for my son or daughter's graduation party? And I have had the opportunity, and this is one of my favorites. I love to be able to cook for the church. Now, a church our size, that can be difficult, but like say for our student ministries, there have been many times where I have said, hey, we're going to do this student ministries outreach, and we're going to do pulled pork sandwiches. And, you know, to do pulled pork right is not an easy thing. And so when you can get good pulled pork, and I believe, maybe I'm biased, but I believe mine is, man, kids come out, and when they're coming back for 1, 2, 3 pulled pork sandwiches, and they're loading them up, you can't even see the bun underneath all of the pulled pork, and they're putting some sauce on it, and they're just having fun. It is an incredible tool that I get to use to gather students to an event so that I can share Jesus with them. And it's just a gift that I have, a passion that I have that I get to use. You see, we all have these gifts. And I think the Apostle Peter is pretty specific. In 1 Peter, he makes mentions of these gifts to us and how we should use them. Let me read it to you. It's in chapter 4, verses 10. And it says this: just as each one of us, right, just as each one has received a gift, it says, use it to serve others as good stewards of the very grace of God. We have received these gifts. We should use these gifts to serve others, right? And we do it all so that we can make God's name known. Each one of you have a gift. What is your passion? What is your gifting? Mine just happens to be barbecue. It happens to be slow and low reverse seared tri-tip. It just happens to be racks of ribs. It can be it could be, let's say, the pulled pork process, which takes up to 16 hours the way I do it. And so using those giftings to use it to bless others, and I can gather people in groups around barbecue to have great discussion and great fellowship. And it's just been a blessing on a small scale and a large scale. But here's one thing before we leave I want to tell you about. This gifting in my life, someone had to point it out to me. Someone had to point out this gifting to me. They had to say, Tim, this is really good. You should cater parties, or you should, maybe do this for the youth group. And then it got me thinking, and sometimes we need others to speak that into us. Sometimes we need others to point it out. So if you can't come up with what it is you're passionate about or what your gifting may be, ask somebody who knows you. and then ask God, how can I use this to serve others? Barbecue's been a huge blessing in my life, not only because I love it, but two, I've been able to use it to bless others. And I'm thankful for that. Hopefully you can find your gifting and your passion and use it for the kingdom by blessing others. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.